listeners, to the Monthly Show about the scary, the spooky, and the supernatural. Get ready for the latest 13 Pots of Horror.
Welcome to the latest episode of 13 Pots of Horror, the show that drags you, screaming and delighted, into the shadows where cinema's greatest nightmares were born. Tonight, we're raising a glass, or a goblet of something suspiciously red, to the undisputed prince of elegant evil himself, Vincent Price. May 27th marks the birthday of the man whose velvet voice could make a grocery list sound like a death sentence. Whether he was melting faces in House of Wax, cackling through a Roger Corman Poe nightmare, or simply reminding you that the pit and the pendulum is a very bad place to be. Vincent Price didn't just play horror, he wore it like a perfectly tailored cape. In this special birthday tribute, we're going to tighten the screws on one of the most fascinating careers in genre history. We'll start in the genteel drawing rooms of 1911 St. Louis and end with a legacy that still haunts every dark corner of pop culture. So, dim the lights, pour yourself something strong, and settle in. Because tonight, the fog is rolling, and Vincent Price is about to take the stage once more. This is 13 Pots of Horror presents The Elegant Nightmare, the life, the voice, and the legacy of Vincent Price. Vincent Leonard Prince Jr. was born on May 27, 1911 in St. Louis, Missouri, the youngest of 4 children in a family that already had more money than most people dreamed of. His father, Vincent Sr., ran the National Candy Company. His grandfather had invented Dr. Price's baking powder and basically put the family on the map. Young Vincent grew up surrounded by privilege. But what really marked his childhood wasn't the candy empire, it was the culture. The Prices loved beautiful things, art, books, theater, music. From the time he could walk, Vincent was drawn to paintings and sculptures the way other kids were drawn to baseball cards and comics. That love of art, it never left him. It became the quiet backbone of everything he did. He attended the prestigious St. Louis County Day School, spent a summer at Milford Academy in Connecticut, and in 1933 graduated from Yale University with a degree in English and a minor in art history. He even wrote for the campus humor magazine, The Yale Record, proof that the man who would later terrify millions had a wicked sense of humor from the start. After teaching for a year, he did what any self-respecting art lover would do. He sailed for London and enrolled in the Portal Institute of Art to pursue a master's in fine arts. But something unexpected happened in London. While he was supposed to be studying old masters, Vincent discovered the theater. He caught the acting bug hard. In 1935, he made his professional stage debut in the London production of Chicago. Then came the role that changed everything, Prince Albert in Victoria Regina, opposite Helen Hayes. The show was a smash. It transferred to Broadway, and Vincent stayed with it for 3 solid years. He joked later, quote, "I came along with the sets." From there, he joined Orson Welles' legendary Mercury Theater Company, honing his craft on stage and radio. Hollywood came calling in 1938. His film debut was in the screwball comedy Service Deluxe. Tall, handsome, and impossibly smooth at 6'4". Vincent quickly found work as a romantic lead and character actor in big studio pictures, such as The Private Lives of Elizabeth and Essex, The House of the Seven Gables, Otto Premiger's Laura, as well as Leave Her to Heaven. He was good, very good, but he hadn't yet found the role that would define him. All the while, that childhood love of art never faded. Vincent remained a passionate collector and art historian. He lectured on fine art, advised museums, and later, with his wife Mary Grant Price, built one of the most impressive private collections in Hollywood. Art wasn't just a hobby. It was a thread that ran through his entire life. Then, in 1953, everything changed. Vincent Price stepped into a 3D wax museum and never really left the House of Horrors again.
The House of Wax, the ultimate dimension in terror, comes to the screen in Stereovision 3D. Vincent Price, at his diabolical best, will take you room by terrible room on a journey to the ultimate chamber of horrors. Stereovision 3D will synthesize before your eyes the terrifying reality of it all. In Stereovision 3D, House of Wax.
House of Wax made him into a star. He played Professor Henry Jared, the kindly sculptor who turns out to be not so kindly. Audiences screamed, critics noticed, and the horror genre suddenly had its new king. From there, the floodgates opened. In 1958, he starred in The Fly, that unforgettable tale of a scientist whose teleportation experiment goes horribly wrong. The same year, he gave us the gloriously campy House on Haunted Hill, followed by The Tingler and Return of the Fly. But it was the 1960s when Vincent and director Roger Corman turned Edgar Allan Poe into pure cinematic gold. The films are still studied today.
Only the incomparable genius of Edgar Allan Poe could knit them so closely together. The burning passions of the purest of loves. The deadly passions of the madly prurient.
Madeline, you're leaving this house with me tomorrow.
Only I could.
For hundreds of years, evil thoughts and evil deeds have been committed within these walls. The house itself is evil now.
Here they all are. Ushers.
This is monstrous.
It waits for me, because very soon I shall be dead.
Oh, Madeline, come away with me now.
Where is she? You buried your own sister alive?
I did. But she's dead now.
The master hand of the macabre creates its masterpiece.
House of Usher from 1960, The Pet and the Pendulum from 1961, Tales of Terror, The Raven, The Mask of the Red Death, and The Tomb of Ligeia. Price didn't just act in them, he owned them. His voice, his theatrical flair, his ability to be both terrifying and strangely funny made these low-budget gems into cult classics. He could play pure evil, but he always did it with style. As he once said, quote, "I play men besieged by fate and out for revenge." Vincent Price didn't conquer horror alone. He shared the screen with some of the genre's most legendary icons, and those collaborations produced pure magic. During the Corman Poe years, he traded wicked one-liners and gothic glares with Boris Karloff in The Raven and Peter Lorre in Tales of Terror and other films. Their playful rivalry and effortless chemistry turned those pictures into something special. Part nightmare, part delightful game between old masters. Decades later, in 1983's House of the Long Shadows,
all I need is somewhere I can have total isolation, and above all, atmosphere.
What lives in this house?
No one would want to live in Balpater Manor.
What stalks these halls?
It's a cursed place.
Yes, I saw the movie.
What hides in these shadows? And who is playing that piano? Welcome to the House of the Long Shadows, home of mystery, suspense, danger. And now the four masters of horror are moving in. Vincent Price.
We came here this evening to unlock the final door to our destiny.
Christopher Lee.
It would seem, Mr. McGee, that we are imprisoned here.
Peter Cushing.
It is all I have ever known. Fear.
John Carradine.
Death is our only true destiny.
Joined by Desi Arnaz.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
House of the Long Shadows.
You could lose your life.
Worse.
Will this talented young man wager his very life for one night with this girl and these strange bedfellows? House of the Long Shadows.
There's one missing.
What is its diabolical secret?
And suddenly, out he jumped. He didn't even look human.
Which key unlocks the horrible truth?
I'm afraid it has begun.
And who spiked the punch? House of the Long Shadows. It's delightfully puzzling.
It would appear that you are creating a mystery where there is none.
And a frightfully good time. You must have heard us singing. House of the Long Shadows. The murderously funny mystery with a twist.
Yes, I see what you mean.
House of the Long Shadows. Vincent Price, that's me. Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, John Carradine, and Desi Arnaz. In a Golan Globus production of a Pete Walker film. House of the Long Shadows. From Canon Releasing.
Vincent reunited with two more Titans of Terror, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, joined by John Carradine. It was a once-in-a-lifetime gathering of horror royalty, one final, loving bow to the golden age of the macabre. Fans still call it a Dream Team Summit, and for good reason. Watching these four legends haunt the same screen felt like the ultimate tribute to a lifetime of chills. In the 1970s, Vincent Price recorded several spoken word albums for Canon Records, primarily featuring spooky, ghostly, witchy, and macabre folktales, stories, and poems. Canon Records, founded in 1952, was a pioneering label for spoken word and audiobook style recordings, featuring authors and actors reading literature, poetry, and stories. Price's distinctive, dramatic voice, famous from his horror films, made him a natural fit for their atmospheric, often Halloween-oriented releases aimed at both adults and older children. Some of the key albums in the Caedmon series are Tales of Witches, Ghosts, and Goblins, where folktales and stories involving witches, ghosts, goblins, spells, and a witch trial account more folklore than straight horror. A Coven of Witches Tales, which focuses on witch-related stories and incantations. A Graveyard of Ghost Tales, which has 9 ghostly tales and legends, including the story by Carl Kammerer, The Ghostly Hand of Spatial House by Dorothy Gladys Spencer, and variations on classics like The Legend of Gold, many drawn from American and European folklore. A Handbook for Witches, Stories and Poems for Halloween, which includes poems and other Halloween-themed materials. Goblins at the Bathhouse and The Calamander Chest, 2 supernatural tales, an Historian fairy tale, and another terrifying story. Price also did other Caedmon work, such as poetry readings, but the Spooky Tales series is what he's best remembered for. These albums were released during the 1970s when Price was still active in film and television. They capitalized on his horror persona while offering milder, atmospheric storytelling, suitable for seasonal listening. Many feature original cover art and have become cult favorites among horror/spoken word enthusiasts. Original vinyl LPs are collectible. Some have been reissued on CD, appearing on streaming services, or available on uploads on YouTube. Price's work fits into the broader pattern of his audio narrations, including Edgar Allan Poe readings and other horror-themed projects. His smooth, expressive delivery elevates simple folk tales to compelling, eerie experiences. Many of these recordings remain enjoyable for fans of classic horror, folklore, or vintage spoken word. Horror may have been his signature, but Vincent Price refused to be boxed in. His television work is staggering. Over 200 appearances. He was Egghead on the 1960s Batman series, delivering excellent puns with a straight face. He popped up on The Brady Bunch, The Bionic Woman, and hosted the PBS mystery series, Mystery, for years.
Mystery is made possible by a grant from Mogul Corporation.
Good evening, and welcome to a very special night of mystery. I'm Vincent Price. In just a moment, you're going to see the first episode in a series of 7 truly classic mystery stories, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. For almost a century, Sherlock Holmes has been considered the most brilliant detective ever created in fiction. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle could have had no inkling that his Victorian consulting detective would endure and become the most revered and the most meticulously documented character in the world of mystery and crime.
And then there was the 1971 Canadian children's show, The Hilarious House of Frightenstein.
Another lovely day begins. Ghosts and ghouls with greenish skin. So close your eyes and you will find that you've arrived in Frightenstein. Perhaps the Count will find a way to make his monster work today. For if he solves this monster mania, he can return to Transylvania. So welcome where the sun won't shine, to the castle of Count Frightenstein.
During a lull in his film career, Vincent flew to Hamilton, Ontario, and recorded nearly 400 rhyming introductions in just 4 days. He did it for the kids, because he genuinely wanted to bring a little spooky joy to the next generation. The show went on to become a cult classic, and his playful narration is still quoted by fans today. But perhaps his biggest pop culture breakthrough came in 1982, when Michael Jackson, a longtime fan of classic horror, personally invited Vincent Price into the studio to narrate the spoken word section of Thriller. Jackson wanted the unmistakable voice of the king of horror himself to deliver the chilling rap written by Rod Temperton. Price recorded the entire thing in one single take, bringing those immortal lines,
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand,
to life. He was offered a choice, a flat fee of $20,000 or percentage of the album's royalties. He took the flat fee, a decision he later joked about regretting once Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. That track, paired with the groundbreaking music video, introduced Vincent to an entirely new generation of fans and gave him the kind of immortality that even his horror films couldn't match. Away from the spotlights and the screams, Vincent Price was a devoted husband and family man whose personal life was every bit as elegant as his on-screen persona. His longest and most influential marriage was to Mary Grant, an accomplished designer and fellow art lover, whom he wed in 1949. Their relationship lasted 24 beautiful years until her passing in 1973. Together, they raised their son, Vincent Barrett Price, and created a home filled with art, warmth, and quiet partnership. Mary shared Vincent's long life passion for beauty and culture. Friends described them as the perfect team. Vincent, the charming storyteller, and Mary, the graceful counterpart, who understood and encouraged every side of him. That deep bond wasn't just romantic. It shaped and refined the life they built side by side. After Mary's death, Vincent found love again with British actress Coral Brown. They married in 1974 and remained happily together until her passing in 1991. Through every chapter, Vincent's relationship grounded the man behind the monsters, reminding everyone that even the Prince of Horror had a heart as big as his voice. That same love of refined living extended straight into the kitchen. Vincent was a passionate gourmet cook who co-wrote the best-selling cookbook, A Treasury of Great Recipes, with Mary in 1965. He loved fine food, fine wine, and throwing elegant dinner parties. Horror fans were often shocked to learn their favorite villain could whip up a perfect souffle while quoting Shakespeare. In 1971, Vincent Price's work devoted to fine cuisine was the British series Cooking Pricewise, a 6-episode cookery show produced by Thames Television for ITV.
My friends, is the moment of terror. What will the souffle be like when it comes out of the oven? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to open here, give it a dramatic entrance, shall I? Oh, look at the gloves I got today. I have pajamas to match, of course. Now, get the souffle out. Hold your breath. Oh, it's a poem. It is a thing of beauty. Look at that. Look at that. Well, just remember how clever I was, and of course you can make one like that. Thank goodness.
Filmed in the 1970s and broadcast in April to May 1971 at a late-night time slot around 11:15 p.m., it showcased Price's genuine expertise as a gourmet cook and world traveler. He had co-authored several acclaimed cookbooks with his wife, Mary Grant Price, including A Treasury of Great Recipes, and approached the series with enthusiasm as an Anglophile. Episode focuses on a theme or ingredient featuring international recipes that Price demonstrated step by step in a colorful 1970s studio kitchen. He emphasized accessibility to ingredients, which is something that is reported that he insisted on, while encouraging viewers to travel around the world using your cookery instead of a jet plane. His delivery combined elegant narration, personal anecdotes, cultural context, and his signature dramatic flair, making it entertaining and educational, with a touch of his horror persona charm as he playfully described the dishes. It targeted British housewives looking for something different, blending 1970s trends with sophisticated global fare like soufflés and icebox cakes. In 1982, Price co-hosted and narrated a 5-episode Thames Television documentary-style series on Chinese cuisine called A Taste of China. It aired in August of 1982. Vincent Price's International Cookery Course is a 1977 series of spoken word audio tutorials on LP, where he guides the listeners through recipes and techniques from various global cuisines. It fits with his well-known passion for gourmet cooking, and it builds on the earlier 1971 British series Cooking Pricewise. But the International Cookery Course is specifically an audio format, leveraging his rich, dramatic voice for instructional storytelling, much like his Caedmon recordings of Spooky Tale albums. Each album focuses on a specific cuisine, region, or theme, such as Chinese wok cooking, Italian, Mexican, Spanish, Hawaiian, Polynesian, French, or Middle Eastern. Price narrates the recipes step by step, shares anecdotes, tips, and cultural context in his signature, eloquent, engaging style, making cooking feel like an elegant, worldly adventure. They were produced as part of a larger set of around 10 tutorials, often with titles invoking travel and hospitality like Dining in Versailles, Bounty of Paradise, Dinner at the Casbah, The Bard's Board, Cucina Italiana, or Classical Spanish Cuisine. Originally, vinyl LPs from the series are collectible and somewhat rare or out of print. Many full albums have been uploaded to YouTube by channels preserving the Vincent Price legacy, making them accessible for free listening. By the time he passed on October 25th, 1993, at the age of 82, Vincent Price had appeared in more than 100 films, 200 television productions, countless radio shows, and left an imprint on art, food, and entertainment that few actors ever match. His final screen role was as the gentle inventor in Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands in 1990. A role held a special meaning for both men. Burton had idolized Vincent since childhood and had already collaborated with him twice before. Price narrated Burton's very first professional short film, The Animated Vincent, in 1982, and hosted his 1983 TV special Hansel and Gretel. During the making of Edward Scissorhands, Burton even directed a deeply personal documentary about Price called Conversations with Vincent, though he later chose never to release it. Despite battling emphysema, Vincent delivered a tender, poignant performance that served as a beautiful, quiet farewell from one of the masters of the macabre to another. The role mirrored Burton's own feelings of Price as a mentor figure in the world of Gothic storytelling. He leaves behind 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, 1 for motion pictures, 1 for television, and a legacy that proves that you can be terrifying, cultured, funny, and kind all at the same time. Vincent Price showed the world that horror doesn't have to be ugly. It can be elegant, it can be witty, it can even be comforting. So the next time you hear that unmistakable voice drifting in the dark, remember the man behind it, the art-loving kid from St. Louis who grew up to become the voice of our nightmares and somehow made them feel like home. Happy birthday, Vincent, wherever you are. We hope that the lights are low, the fog is thick, and the audience is still screaming for more. Thank you for joining us for 13 Pods of Horror. If you enjoyed this tribute, share it with your fellow horror fans. Leave us a review and tell us in the comments what's your favorite Vincent Price performance. Until next time, stay spooky, stay classy, and remember,
the castle lights are growing dim. There's no one left but me and him. When next we meet in Frankenstone, don't come alone.
You have just been listening to 13 Pods of Horror, a Planet Geek production. Please be sure to download, subscribe, share, rate, and review. You can buy us a coffee by going to ko-fi.com/planetgeekpod. On different social medias, you can search for either Planet Geek Productions or Planet Geek Pod. You can also reach out to us via email at planetgeekpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. See you next time.